All right, you've built this amazing diagram with MindNode. Now it's time to share it. To do that, go to the tool palette and click on the sharing button, which is the second one from the left. When you open that up, there are several options available. My MindNode is a web-based sharing service that is provided by MindNode. Sharing your MindNode diagram with reminders and OmniFocus is covered in the prior screencast about managing tasks with MindNode. So the first real one you're going to want to use in terms of sharing is print. And all you have to do is tap on that print button and it'll open up your available printer, and you can tap the print button in the upper right corner and you're good. But there's so much more you can do with sharing a MindNode diagram. The first step in the process is determining what your export format will be. And this is one of the things I love about MindNode. If I tap on this export format, you'll see there's a lot of different options. I can export them as specific types of documents, like image or FreeMind, task paper, PDF, OPML, or a MindNode document itself. Or I could even export my MindNode diagram as text. For text export, the application supports plain text, rich text, Markdown, and CSV. So the first step for me is to determine which format I'm going to share as. PDF is one of the most frequent ones because just about anybody can read a PDF, and I use that quite often. So I'm going to go ahead and leave PDF checked, and then I'll tap on Send to App. And then it's going to use the iOS sharing window to show you all the places I can share this. Looking at the top row, I could embed the PDF into an iMessage, or I could send it as an email. I could add it to Apple Notes. And some of these are going to vary depending on what applications you have installed. I can also share it to Slack or put it into PDF Pen. I've got a whole bunch of different applications installed that can receive PDFs. So that's what I've got available. On that bottom row, you've got some other options. The first option for me is I can save it to the Files application. And starting with iOS 11, the Files application is kind of a catch-all place for managing files on your iPad. You can see it's going to go in there for me right now, and it's looking at my iCloud drive, but I can tap on those to select between the different devices. I'll go down to MindNode, and you can see there's my MindNode folders. I can save it in there if I want, but I could also save it to Dropbox or any of the other services that I've got available in my Files application. I could also copy the file and paste it into another application. Then I could run a workflow, which is a workflow application, a third-party application, or I could even print it. MindNode makes it really easy to turn your MindNode into a PDF and get it to people. Now, these options will change depending on the format. For example, if I change the export type, if I select OPML, which is an XML format for outlines, then the options for sharing are going to be a little different. For instance, one of my Send To applications in that case will be OmniOutliner, which reads OPML files. If I tap on that, it will open OmniOutliner. And we'll have converted my MindNode into a traditional linear outline document. One of the nice things about MindNode is the sharing can go in two directions. So, for instance, if I had an OPML file in OmniOutliner, I could bring it into MindNode and turn it into a MindNode diagram. Let's go back to MindNode. All right, now let's try and share it as text. So I'm going to click on Export Type and scroll down, and I'm going to just click on Plain Text. And now I can share my MindNode document with text-friendly applications. So let me go ahead and click on Send to App again, and a different set of applications will show up. And like one of them is Ulysses, which is one of my favorite applications for writing. So if I tap on that, it's going to create a new note in Ulysses. And now you can see the diagram has been turned into a text list in Ulysses. Once again, I'll tap on the top left corner to go back to MindNode. And sharing isn't just for completed diagrams. MindNode also fully takes advantage of Apple's Handoff feature, and that allows me to move between different Apple devices with active documents. For example, I have this document open right now on my iPad. Now, if I switch over to my Mac, which I'm going to do in just a second, you'll see how I'm able to take the handoff of this document from my iPad and continue working on it on my Mac. Here I am over on my Mac, and you can see in the left side of the dock is this icon. It's got the MindNode icon with the little tablet next to it referencing my iPad. And this is Apple's Handoff feature, and Handoff allows you to do exactly what it sounds like, hand off a document from one device to the next. So I'll just go ahead and click on it, and it's going to grab the file using iCloud and open it up in MindNode for me on my screen. And there it is, picking up right where I left off. While we're in MindNode on the Mac, let's take a look at the export features here. If you go up to the upper right corner, there's the sharing button. Click on that, allows you to share your MindNode document as a mail, message, AirDrop. You can save it into notes. I've got Simulator available because of some stuff I'm doing on my Mac and OmniFocus. If you have those applications installed, you would have those same options as well. Now from the sharing icon, you're going to share it as a MindNode document. Maybe you want to share it in a different way, like PDF. To do that, go over to the Files menu in MindNode, and then click on Export To. And you can see there's a bunch of options here, just like over on the iPad. So if I want to export to PDF, all I have to do is click PDF. And then I can choose among all these different options for saving the document, just like on the iPad. And then I can even click the sharing button to go straight into the options to mail, message, or do other things with the file from right inside the application. If I want to just make a PDF of the document that I can have on my desktop, I would just hit the export button here and then save it to the desktop and click save. And there it is. A nice PDF of my MindNode diagram. One of my favorite things about MindNode is just the abundance of riches it has when it comes to sharing MindNode diagrams. No matter what format the people you work with use, there's a way to get your MindNode to them.